Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Football. We are live for match day 11, the match day 11 deadline stream. Sorry for being 5 minutes late again. Somehow I always decide to go out during the day for the transfer deadline. The UCL fantasy deadline for some reason, and I always get 5 minutes late. So we are here, guys. Don't worry. Let's drop your questions. As always, I'll be revealing a player every 5 minutes as per usual. Still haven't decided on a few players. Very, very tough. I've just seen the Aston Villa lineup right now. Let me just put this down here. Hope you guys are doing well. There you go. Awesome. Let's get started. Let's see who's in the chat already. How are you? Ray always here. Appreciate it. Thoughts on dropping points after the draw against Forest? It's over, Ray. It's over. It was already over after the West Ham game, to be honest. We both dropped points in our last matches. Your title race is very close, though. Your title race is quite different. Yours is because Barcelona has also been dropping points. You guys have been dropping points, so anyone can drop points at any time. But being like 13 points behind, that is it's tough. How are you, Ezra? I'm doing well. What do you think about this forward Lautaro Mbappe Alvarez? Well, that is very differential. I did that 2 match days ago after the playoff round, the first legs. I did that. I went for like 3 differentials. Gyökeres was one of them. And none of them scored. And then I didn't have Vinicius. He scored and assisted. I also didn't have Lewandowski. And I really got hurt in terms of the forward players not owning the most owned players and the top players. So what I would do, I'd have 2 players that so Mbappe and someone else, and then I choose between Lautaro and Alvarez. I think having both Alvarez and Lautaro is a bit too differential, especially if Vinicius goes and scores a hat-trick and Lewandowski goes and scores a hat-trick and Alvarez and Lautaro don't do anything, you really drop in ranks. So in terms of those most owned players, Vinicius, Lewandowski, Guirassy, I think you have to choose one between them, and then you choose between Lautaro and Mbappe. And if I was to go for Lautaro and Alvarez, I'd look at the home games next week, not the away games this week. Guirassy, Mbappe, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Roger, Salah, Dembele, Vats, Chan, Dumfries, Rudiger, Gabriel, Bastoni, Raya, Chesney. This is my team. Goalkeeper-wise, no problem at all. Defensive-wise, good as well. So for Dumfries, why is the color for that like that? Let me change the color for that, the comments. For Dumfries, Ray, you need to look at one thing. There's a few players who have 2 yellow cards. So Dumfries is one of them. If he picks up a yellow card this week, he's not going to play next week. So there's a few of them. So that is why I'm not going to go for a Dumfries. Well, let me try and change this color. I'm going to reveal 2 players right now. Let's see. That is much better. Much better. So how are you, 3J? All right, Glenn, how are you, Sparta? How are you, FIFA bots? Nice seeing you again as always. Best 2 goalkeepers to pick. Today I would say Martinez or Raya, one of them, depending on if you have an Arsenal defender. If you already have an Arsenal defender, then I might go for Martinez. And then tomorrow I would go for... Now, I was thinking about going for the second choice goalkeeper from Inter Milan, but Sommer is fit. So it's a huge risk, but they've said that Martinez, the other goalkeeper from Inter Milan, might still play tomorrow. But I'm going to say Chesney as a safe pick. So let me reveal 2 of my players quickly. So obviously, Rafinha is going to be there. 100% Rafinha definitely is going to be there. If it stops hanging. Rafinha, just get into the team, Rafinha. Get into the team, Rafinha. I'm back, guys. Whatever happened, it just resets by itself. Don't worry. Cecilia says, "Hey, Brooklyn, how are you doing? Bless up and peace up." Peace. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you for being here. FIFA bot says, will Yamal play? Yes, he will. It froze for some reason. Ray, I just turned on the laptop not long ago. But yeah, my first pick, let me reveal 2 picks right now. So Rafinha, hopefully you guys can see that. So Rafinha is in the team. And then I am also going to go for Guirassy. So those are the first 2 picks. I'm going to reveal the next one for the next 5 minutes. So Dumfries will not play. Yeah, I wouldn't pick Dumfries because of the yellow card situation anyway, because if he picks up the yellow card, he's going to miss next week. So let me tell you the players who are not going to play next week, as I also give you guys Aston Villa lineup. FIFA bot says William will play. I think he'll definitely play. Ray says VVD. No, I think PSG are going to score for sure. Lewandowski, because I'm a Barca fan. Lautaro, Mbappe, Rafinha, sorry. Yeah, that's what I do now. That is much better. If you choose between Lautaro and Alvarez, you choose one of them. It's fine. I did that same mistake 2 weeks ago, like a month ago, 2 match days ago, going 2 differential up front, and then Vinicius, Lewandowski, all of them literally scored, and I dropped rank heavily. Triple Arsenal back with Saliba, Gabriel, and Raya. I'd go for 2, 3. I'd go for it maybe in the home game next week. I think it's a bit overkill going for 3 right now. I think 2. So I've seen people before going for 3, 4 defenders from one team. For me, I think it's a bit risky to do that. Kim Min-jae, no, not against Leverkusen. But I mean, don't have a good record against Leverkusen. They don't have a good record against Leverkusen recently. So these players, if they get a yellow card, they will miss next week. So Frimpong is one of them from Leverkusen. Vats as well. Leverkusen, if he gets a yellow card today, is not going to play next week. Sane, Nabri, Dumfries, Jonathan David, Konate, Robertson, Luke de Jong of PSV, Rudiger, McAllister, Digne, Kochu of Benfica, and Zolis. So all of those players, if they pick up a yellow card, they're not going to play next week. And next week you have 3 transfers, so definitely have a plan of how many players. So if you have Vats in your team, and you also have Frimpong, and you also have Dumfries, and you also have Rudiger, I'll be looking at that as well, because if any of those players pick up yellow cards, they're not going to play next week. Who to consider other than Dortmund, Inter, Liverpool defenders? The first defenders to consider, I'd say Inter Milan and Arsenal, because those are the ones that have the best defenses so far. So those are the ones. And then, so in order, I'd say Inter Milan, Arsenal, Dortmund, Liverpool. I think PSG will definitely score against Liverpool. I think Lille will definitely score against Dortmund. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Feyenoord and PSV score because they're at home this week. But yeah, Inter Milan have conceded 1 goal the entire season. Arsenal have conceded, I think, 3. And one of them was a penalty, one of them was a corner. So open play, I think it's 1 goal. So those are the defenses to go for. De Vrij is going to play. Yes, he's already been confirmed to be playing. So I'd go for him ahead of Pavard for sure. Let's see. As I give you guys my predictions as well for this match, they have gone for Club Brugge 1, Aston Villa 1. I've gone for Real Madrid to beat Atletico by 3-2 this week. Dortmund to win 2-1. I've gone for PSV Arsenal 1-1, so I'm not that confident for that game anyway. Feyenoord 1, Inter Milan 2. I've gone for PSG 2, Liverpool 2. Bayern Munich 2, Leverkusen 2. Although this fixture here, I'd probably say 1-1. They don't score a lot of goals against each other. They've played 3 times this season. I think one of them was a 1-0. The other one was a 0-0. And all of them have been very low scoring. Benfica 2, Barcelona 3. That is my prediction for the tomorrow's game. So have I predicted any clean sheet? I've actually not predicted any clean sheet there. So that is very interesting. Although if I was to say a team that is going to keep a clean sheet, I'd say Inter Milan. I think clean sheet Bruges. I've looked at their lineups. Last time they didn't have players like Rashford and Asensio, and they played Club Brugge, so that is something to consider. Ezra, this time they look more better, like going forward. They have Watkins, Rashford, and Bailey up front. They have Rogers, Tillemans, and McGinn in midfield, and they have Digne, Mings, Disasi, and Cons at the back, and Martinez as the goalkeeper. Rank the best 3 Inter Milan defenders, and then the best 3 Barcelona defenders. Inter Milan, I'd have to count the goalkeeper, but if you just want defenders, I'd say Bastoni first, De Vrij second, And then now DiMarco is injured. Dumfries is on a yellow card if he picks up a yellow card. So usually I'd say DiMarco, but all of them are quite problematic this week. DiMarco is out. So Bastoni, De Vrij, it's tough one, man. Tough one. I don't really like the other ones because of rotation, like all those Acerbi and Pavard and the Man United one, what's his name? Damian, all those ones, there's so much rotation. So I just have to say the goalkeeper, FIFA boss. I don't like any other third defender. I'd say the goalkeeper. So either Salma or Martinez. And then for Barcelona, probably Kubasi first, Szczesny second. And then even then, there's usually a lot of rotation. I usually don't like Barcelona's defense. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I used to like Christensen because he used to play in midfield sometime last year. I don't know if he still does play midfield right now. I don't think so. Christensen is injured anyway as well. Oh, that's a tough one. I'd only really say Kubasi and Szczesny, FIFA boss. I don't really like the others in terms of value. They will lose. They will lose eventually, but for first leg, it can happen. Who will lose eventually? You mean Club Brugge? Oh, okay, when they go to Aston Villa, yeah. I think Aston Villa will still score today, though. I think Aston Villa will still score. So let me reveal my next player, and that is let me go to the defenders. FIFA boss has just asked about the Inter Milan defenders, but the question is, which one do I have? Well, I'm going to stay loyal to my pick, and I am going to stick with Bastoni. So what the Inter Milan faithfuls have been saying online is that Bastoni is usually a centre back, but because DiMarco is injured on the left side, he could be the left wing back in this game. So that is even more exciting. That means he's going to go forward more. So that would be great if he does play as a left wing back. So Bastoni stays in my team. That is my third pick. Adeyemi or Vats, I'm going to say Adeyemi because of that. Because Vats is away from home this week, and Vats is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. Griezmann, Alvarez, good. I've never known how to say that name. Rodrigo Watkins, it is good. Yeah. Choose two. Griezmann, Alvarez away to Madrid. I think Watkins is a good pick. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for him, but I have a feeling he's going to score today. I don't think they're going to lose back-to-back, as Ezra said, against Club Brugge. I feel like they're going to get something today, probably score. So I'm going to say Rodrigo and Watkins from those two for this week. I have faith in my Ninja Turtle for a goal today. We'll captain him. That's Killian. Johnny says, hello, how are you? I have a feeling everyone whom I don't have will score. It's usually like that, huh? Especially my picks with Mbappe and Vinicius. Come on, man. Mbappe and Vinicius are usually... I go for Mbappe, Vinicius gets a goal and an assist against Man City. And then the next week I go for Vinicius, Mbappe scores a hat trick. I've never had any of their big returns at all. It's crazy. Let's see. Rogers, Gittens, Coach Perisic ranked them. Rogers, you know what is funny? FIFA bots, you've already ranked them correctly. That's how I would rank them, exactly like that. See, Coach is an interesting one because it could be another high-scoring game. But Coach as well has 2 yellow cards, FIFA bots. If he gets a yellow card today, he doesn't play next week. So that's another one to keep an eye on. You don't want to have too many players who are doubts to play next week. He definitely might. I want another high-scoring game there, especially if you have like Barcelona players and Benfica players. So if you're just joining, reminder of the predictions that I have this week. 1-1 for Club Brugge, Real Madrid to win 3-2, Dortmund to win 2-1, PSV to draw 1-1 with Arsenal, Feyenoord 1, Inter Milan 2, PSG Liverpool to draw 2-2, Bayern Munich and Leverkusen to draw 2-2, although I feel like it's going to be a 1-1 there. And then Benfica 2, Barcelona 3. So best teams to keep clean sheets, I'd say Inter Milan. Pavlidis will score also. He always does, huh? He always does. I've never had him in my team. Colbell, Szczesny, Grimaldo, Dumfries, Schlotterbeck. The forward line, Kane, Guirassy, Alvarez, that's fine. We have Yamal and you don't have, okay, you have Rafinha. I was like, what? Johnny doesn't have Rafinha and Yamal. Now, I see a lot of people trusting the Bayern Munich players. I saw someone saying, how the hell, because in the team selection video didn't have any Bayern Munich players. Bayern Munich have played against Leverkusen 3 times this season. They've only scored 1 goal, so it's not an easy fixture for them. So it depends how Leverkusen approach this fixture. If they go defensively, I think it literally could be a 1-1. So, but you already have Rafinha and Yamal. If this one helps you or scares you, Johnny, Lewandowski has scored 9 goals against Benfica in the Champions League. That is the most he's ever scored against anyone in Champions League history. So there's that. And then there's Vinicius, who also, enjoys playing against Atletico Madrid. Salah, obviously, Dembele, that's fine. De Vrij, Saliba, Schlotterbeck, Dumfries. If I was in your position, I'd probably not have Dumfries and Kane. I'd switch them to 2 other players. But that could be famous last words, because let's be honest, Kane could easily score a hat-trick any day. I think Bayer will pass the round. I also have a feeling, I don't know why, I feel like we're going to have 3 surprises. So the 3 surprises, I am so praying that it's not us. I'm really hoping it's not this fixture, because if we go out, I'm literally going to cry. I want to go and play Ray and his team next round. But if you are to ask me the 3 surprises that we could see, I will not be surprised if Leverkusen eliminate Bayern Munich here. I also will not be surprised if Lille beat Dortmund in this fixture. And then I just have a bad feeling about this game, guys. I have a bad feeling. We don't have anyone to score goals. If PSV beat us today, we're in big trouble. If they beat us like 2-0 today or something, big trouble. We have to not lose today. So yeah, but the Atletico Madrid one and Real and also the Liverpool and PSG, I don't think is going to be easy. I think if Madrid win, Real win, is going to be by 1 goal, and I think if Liverpool win, it's going to be by 1 goal. Actually, I would say Real Madrid and Atletico will go all the way to extra time next week. How are you, Igor? I saw you passed me last week. I think I went to check and I saw you ahead of me. Life really sucks, Igor. I'm not doing good because of that, but I'm doing fine. My captain is Adeyemi. Interesting. Holmes. I need to reveal another player. So in 20th minutes. So after 20 minutes, I'm going to reveal another player 2 minutes from now. Bakola, Dembele, Olise, Vats, Musiala. Choose 2. Dembele and Musiala. Is Adeyemi and Guirassy a must-have because the fixture is in Dortmund's favor? I literally don't think it's in their favor. I would not be surprised if Lille win that fixture, but because they're at home this week, I don't think Adeyemi is a must-have. I kind of think Guirassy is. He missed a penalty last time. I don't know if that means he doesn't take the penalty this time around, but I think he's so highly owned. So the way I play the game, I usually just go with my own team. I usually don't look at how many people have this particular player in FPL or UCL fantasy. But 2 match days ago, it really killed me because they went for too many differentials and Vinicius and Lewandowski all delivered. So what I'd usually do is, if Lewandowski, Rafinha, Bellingham, who are the most owned players right now? Let's confirm that. So Inter, no, let's see, selected. So the most owned players right now are Yamal, Rafinha, Hakimi, Mbappe, Salah, Vats, Kane, Van Dijk, Vinicius Jr., Lewandowski. Those are the top 10 owned players at the moment. So from that, there's no way you can go for only 2. You're going to be in big trouble. If from these 10 players, you only go for 2, it's big trouble unless all your differentials really deliver. So from these top 10 players, I'd try to have at least 5 of them, at least. And maybe even 5 is too little, maybe even 6. So I think Rafinha is a must-own. And then you have to choose between Mbappe and Vinicius. I think Salah is a must-own. and then you need to choose between Kane and Lewandowski, and then you need to choose between Van Dijk and Hakimi, like that. So I think you have to, balance it out if you go for too many differentials. So Guirassy is a must-own. I don't think Ademi is. What happened to Arsenal, man, so bad that we don't have any players to score, Johnny. We messed up badly in the transfer window. There was no way we were going to catch Liverpool without buying players. You cannot depend on Sterling and Merino up front to score for you, girls. So how I'm feeling, this is actually the games that I really am looking forward to, the Champions League games. In the Premier League, I'm just like, yeah, whatever happens. Like this weekend against Man United, whatever happens. I don't think you're going to drop down to third, and I don't think you're going to go too fast. And usually that is a tough position to be in, Johnny. When you're like, if you win, you're not going anywhere. If you lose, you're not going to go anywhere because we're in March. There's still a whole 3 months to go of the season. And even if we win, you're not going anywhere. If we lose, you're not going anywhere. So I think we're just definitely going to finish second. So it's a bit of a boring situation to be in the Premier League when you're just not going to move to any position. But yeah, so let's just try and fluke our way to as far as we can in the Champions League. Yes, for sure. I had a great week. I saw that. What do you think about Marcos Asensio? I'm coming to that question, FIFA Bots. Let me reveal my next player. And that is, let me go for... Hope you guys can still hear me. I don't know why it's hanging, but yeah, goalkeeper. So I have gone for Martinez as my goalkeeper. It was between him and Raya. I've decided to go for Martinez as the goalkeeper. Szczesny and Corbell. Corbell for who? Szczesny, Corbell for who? Corbell. Who do you have as your goalkeepers? I think you can keep Corbell. Don't think you have to remove him. Many players from Atletico versus Madrid game. Yeah, for sure. That shows you I'm not confident, Trey, right? That really shows you I'm not confident about the situation right now. That's why I've predicted a 1-1. Usually, the last 2 years, whenever we play Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, I usually predict wins because we don't even lose to those teams. But right now, my confidence is not that high, man. Without Saka, without Martinelli, without Havertz, without Jesus, and Declan Rice looks like he's so tired. So Odegaard is not playing well as well. So it's not good. We have to fluke a 1-0 or something. Corbell and Martinez are both. Oh, that is what you mean. Okay. So if you're going for, you had both of them. Oh yeah, you had Szczesny. Szczesny is playing tomorrow, right? Yeah, for today I'd have Martinez. For tomorrow I'd pick either Szczesny or the Inter Milan goalkeepers. But the Inter Milan one, I'm not sure who's going to start because Sommer is back. Enjoy your dinner, Ray. Enjoy your dinner. I literally came from outside. I haven't even eaten. My food is literally in the kitchen. I literally bought ice cream and it's melting. FIFA Bots questions was, what do you think about Marcos Asensio? I think he would do great, and should I take Ademi instead of Asensio? Asensio is not starting though, so that's the thing. Asensio is not starting today, so I'd go for Ademi. That's an easy one. Yep, Asensio is bench. They have Rashford, Bailey, and Watkins up front. Szczesny is playing tomorrow. Yeah, that's the one I'd probably have tomorrow. Or I've thought about Neuer, but I've just seen that Bayern Munich have not kept a clean sheet in the Champions League for weeks and weeks and weeks. I think since they played PSG. Rodgers then, yep, that's the one I'd go for. If you're going for Aston Villa, that's the one I'd go for sure. Rodgers or Watkins up front. Are you going to pick a villain player? I've thought about Watkins and Rodgers. I think that will be the last decision I'm going to make because I have Martinez already. If I think next week I'll definitely have an Aston Villa forward player, Johnny, between Watkins and Rodgers. For this week, I'm not sure if I'm going to have any of them. Yasino Kenya, Ray, I'll go and have my dinner now. See you guys. Appreciate it, as always. Who's one player you would sign for Arsenal to help them improve? It has to be a striker, man. I mean, we are getting a new director. That is great, the Atletico Madrid director. So maybe that could help us change the way we usually do transfers, because it's crazy. We haven't signed us. We've only signed like one striker the last 6 years or something crazy like that. What I would definitely go for a striker. So I would sign. I don't think Isaac is possible. I would sign Gyökeres. That's the one I really want at Arsenal. Like, if you can get Gyökeres, I'd be over the moon. I think you have to go and pay that 100 million for him. I don't think Isaac is going to be easy to get him from Newcastle. Gyökeres has a release clause. Let me reveal the next player. Raya or Corbell? Raya Corbell. We've gone for Ryan Corbell. Raya is playing today, though. Corbell is playing today as well. Okay, so if you're choosing between the two, I'd go for Raya. Gabriel Jesus not playing good. The only one is Havertz. Though the time Jesus was injured, he had just started scoring goals, so that was a bit unlucky on his side. He had just scored a hat trick and 2 goals the next game. So no, I mean, believe me, I rather have Jesus up front than Sterling, 100%. Next player, let me reveal the next player. That is, let's go to defenders. For sure, Schlotterbeck is definitely in the team as per usual, joining Bastoni in the team. Any question I missed? Good job from Man City. Yeah, I mean, in terms of although Jesus first season was really good for us. Like, he's one of the main reasons why we were able to compete for the title that season. The good businesses from Man City, I'd say, I don't know, man, because I think Zinchenko and Dan Jesus had good first seasons. They kind of changed the mentality at Arsenal. But right now, if you look at it, obviously, Sterling going to Chelsea, that is good business for them. I think if you look at every team, you'll find good business and bad business, For example, if you look at Man City signing Grealish, 100 million, that hasn't worked. So I think you at least try to balance it out, 70% good and 30% bad. Zinchenko as well. First season, both of them really helped us in terms of changing the mentality and all that. And the football we were playing in the first season with Zinchenko and Jesus was really good. But last season we changed it to more defensive because of the goals we were conceding that year. Is popcorn the best snack to have while you watch Champions League, or what is the best snack in your opinion? 100%, I would say that. 100%. Champions League, not just Champions League. Also, do we have WWE fans in the chat? Give me popcorn while I watch John Cena turn heel. Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds very, very good to me. Popcorn and then crisps, depending where you're from. Americans call it chips. Probably those two. Let me reveal my next player. Let's go back to midfield. I really hope we get a result today. Of course, Mohamed Salah is in the team. Like, how unlucky can you be, man? Like, how can we compete with Man City for the title for 2 years? And then the season that Rodri gets injured and Man City drop off, Salah is about to break every single record in terms of goals and assists. And Salah never gets injured. That is so crazy. That guy has never gotten injured. Pepsi or Coke? Coke for sure. Top 3 captains today: Girassi, Mbappe, Vinicius. It always is, though. The league is always scripted. It's just about following the storyline. It's always just about following the storyline. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Oh my goodness, there's grown-ups who are celebrating WWE," and I'm like, you guys will never understand. The first time I sat down to watch John Cena and Edge was in 2002. I was a kid, so I don't think you ever fall out of love with those things. The first PlayStation 2 game I ever bought was SmackDown versus Raw. That was the first game I ever bought. So you never like fall out of love with those things. And not speaking Alvarez, I think is a differential. I don't think so. I think there's too many other forward players. Usually forward picks are so crazy, man. John, it's usually so tough to pick forward players. Like, who do you pick between Mbappe and Vinicius and Lewandowski and Kane? And so Alvarez wouldn't even be in my top 5 decisions, really. Maybe in the home game next week, but today away, no. I didn't check the Club Rouge team yet. Let's see. So Alvarez is a differential. I saw someone saying Lautaro Martinez is a differential. So if you're going for differential, you only go for one of them. Because those be, for example, today Real Madrid goes and scores 4 goals against Atletico, then you miss out on a lot of points from Vinicius and Mbappe. Let me see anything. So if I don't think a lot of people have problems with cash in this round in terms of budget, but if you do, you can go for Asensio from Real Madrid. There's only 4 million defensively. They're saying Sommer is available to start, so it's either between him or the other second choice goalkeeper. So that is a tough one, probably one to avoid. Martinez will start alongside Taremi, according to reports. Olmo will start for Barcelona, according to reports. Douai will start ahead of Kvaratskhelia up front on the left wing. Madrid's team is already out yesterday. Crazy. Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, all up front. And then Valverde as the right back. Bastoni could play left wing back, as mentioned earlier. Again, if you're just joining, there's several players who have 2 yellow cards. If they pick up a yellow card today, they're not going to play next week. So Frimpong, Vat, Sane, Nabri, Dumfries, Jonathan David, Konate, Robertson, Luke de Jong, Rudiger, Digne, McAllister, Solis, and Kochu, all of them could be suspended next week if you pick up a yellow card. If they pick up a yellow card, who scored against Barcelona when? Do you mean when they played Benfica, or what do you mean? Captain Rafinha for tomorrow's match. Last time against Benfica, Mahomes, I captained Rafinha. I captained Rafinha with 5 minutes to go on deadline because I had Lukman as captain and then he didn't play. And then I had Rafinha. And then he delivered. He scored a very lucky header. So I'd say he's one of the favorites tomorrow, yes. Salah and him, I'd say. Will Dumfries and De Vrij start for... Will Dumfries and De Vrij start? According to what they're saying on Twitter is that Dumfries will start. That is the Inter Milan accounts. They are saying that he will start. Dumfries probably should start, but again, yellow card. If he picks up a yellow card, he doesn't play next week. So that Inter Milan defense is so good, but the problem is usually who the hell is going to play. Who the hell is going to play? That is usually the problem. But as long as we know De Vrij is going to start, I don't think there's a problem with going with Dumfries. So the good thing is Inter Milan are playing fast tomorrow, right? So yeah, Inter Milan are playing the first game tomorrow, so that is fine. If we're going to find out who is going to play tomorrow, they're the ones who are playing fast tomorrow. Yeah, they're the ones who are going to play fast tomorrow. Johnny says in the Copa del Rey match, or the one that I think Atletico Madrid scored last minute. Oh yeah, they played each other the other day. That's right. It was a crazy game. I kept on checking the scores. It was Barcelona were ahead, and then I think Atletico Madrid scored twice later. And I know Alvarez scored. The others, I'm not sure who else scored. I know Alvarez scored. Was there a non-goal or something? I don't know who scored the other goals. Let me check. I know Alvarez scored the last one. Barcelona. And that was the first leg. That was crazy. I didn't watch that game. I think I didn't watch. I think it was at the same time, maybe with Arsenal. I think that's why I didn't watch it. Lewandowski scored, Martinez, Kubasi, Pedri. Alvarez scored the first goal. Griezmann scored. Llorente scored. Salot scored. So 3 of the strikers scored. Yeah, they scored 2 goals in the last 8 minutes. That's crazy. Let me reveal my next player. Let's go to the forward players. Welcome to my team, Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe is definitely in my team. I hope I've chosen the right one today. Literally 4 times this season, I've made the wrong decision between Mbappe and Vinicius. 4 times. I go with Vinicius, Mbappe gets more points. I go Mbappe, Vinicius gets more points. So maybe you guys should go for Vinicius since I've gone for Mbappe. That's how things have gone this season. The most crazy game I ever watched. Yeah, what a game. And there's still a second leg, right? And there is I think Atletico Madrid are playing Real Madrid twice. They're going to play Barcelona twice in the Copa del Rey, and then they're playing one of them in the league as well very soon. Scored and assisted. He scored against Barcelona. Oh, Alva. Yeah, he scored the first. He scored and assisted against Barcelona. Okay. Here you. Atletico Madrid can definitely score goals. Now, listen, for Atletico Madrid, I wouldn't even be. Real Madrid are very good in the Champions League, but I'd not be surprised if Atletico Madrid nicks something, maybe even on penalties next week. But I would still prefer to, focus on the home game next week. You should have won that match. Yeah, 4-2 ahead with 8 minutes to go. Yeah, that is a bad one. Let's see. I'll make you a mod, Johnny, because you're always here. You're moderator now, Johnny. Reveal my next player. I know that Madrid, better team in Champions League, but Atletico is playing better. Atletico Madrid is definitely a very good team. I'm so excited that we are getting their director of football because they've been able to win like 2 La Ligas. They've been able to get to several Champions League finals with Real Madrid back in the 2010s. So they're pretty good. My next player, let me reveal my next defender. That is this guy, defender. Of course, Gabriel is in my team. Of course, I have to have at least one Arsenal player. Now, Gabriel and Saliba, it's a close one. Both of them get ball recoveries, but Gabriel, sometimes Saliba stays back from the corners. Sometimes he doesn't go forward for corners. So Gabriel always goes forward. I think that is one of the ways that we could score this week. Corners. So far we have 8 players out of the 15. Let me check if there's any more news that is coming out from Real Madrid or someone, Atletico. So I've not really considered Atletico Madrid defenders and Real Madrid defenders because I think both teams will score. Gabriel, Johnny. Could be a little bit biased there, but in terms of the Champions League, Arsenal have a better defense than Liverpool and easier fixture as well. Thoughts on my team, says Igor. Send in your team. So Inter Milan have an injury crisis, apparently. Few of their players are going to miss out. I can't wait for the Champions League, man. I can't wait. Van Dijk is good at ball recoveries, though. How many does he have this season? Van Dijk. Oh, Van Dijk actually has more points than than Gabriel this, so that's interesting. I didn't even know that. Van Dijk. It's not from clean sheets though. Ball recovery is 10, only one yellow card. He scored a goal as well. He has 5 clean sheets. How many does Gabriel have? This is crazy. That's no Gabriel, but then he missed. Oh, yeah, he didn't play against Monaco, Gabriel. So that was a clean sheet. That would have been 5. But yeah, in terms of conceding goals, Arsenal have only conceded 3. And how many goals have Liverpool conceded? I don't think Liverpool have conceded many as well. They played really well against Real Madrid and Leverkusen. They conceded against AC Milan. Clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet. Oh, wow. That's a lot of clean sheets. Oh, wow. I didn't even know this too. Oh, yeah. Van Dijk. Actually, Liverpool have not considered that many goals as well. That is interesting. And Gabriel missed 1 game. Van Dijk missed 1 game. That is interesting. Oh, wow. So for Van Dijk, I think you can also have Van Dijk in your team, although I still think Gabriel has the easier fixture this round. Mbappe, Guirassy, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Yamal, Vat, Salah, Rogers, Dumfries, Grimaldo, Frimpong, Trent, Gabriel, Raya, Sommer. Hopefully don't need Sommer tomorrow. Hopefully Raya can get you a clean sheet today because Sommer and Martinez, I don't know who's going to play tomorrow. Frimpong is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. Dumfries is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. Vats is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. So keep those ones in mind, Igor. You have 3 players there who could be suspended next week if they pick up yellow cards. And you have 3 transfers next week. Forward line, no problem. Goalkeeper-wise as well. I'm slightly worried about the Inter Milan goalkeeper because of the rotation. I don't know who's going to play tomorrow. I don't think I'll double up on Leverkusen although they have a good record against Bayern Munich. I think it's going to be a 1-1. You know what I'll do? I'd probably not have Frimpong. I'd have another defender. So I'd probably remove Frimpong and have either Van Dijk or Gabriel or Bastoni, or Schlotterbeck as well. Schlotterbeck is very good at ball recoveries. Even if Dortmund don't keep a clean sheet, he can still get you 6 points. Vats, Musiala. So those are the changes I would make to your team, Igor. Vats, Musiala, or Lise. For this week, I'd say Musiala. My next pick is, let's go to midfield. Welcome to my team. Ousmane Dembele. Welcome to my team. It's so tough to pick. Usually it's so fun to pick your team from the start when you're playing a wild card and you're limitless and before the first match day and before the playoffs and before the round of 16. But it's very stressful. You're trying to pick between all these players. Thank you. I'll make a late decision on Frimpong, I think. No problem, Igor. Yamal is a must pick. I'm not sure, man. Because I think Rafinha is the best pick there. I think Lewandowski is the second best pick. And they've said Olmo will start as well. Now, the thing about Yamal, I had him from match day 1 to match day 6. And he disappointed me 4 times. There's Rafinha and Lewandowski are scoring every week, and Yamal was finishing at 1 point, 2 points. But he's still the most owned player. So if he goes and gets 2 assists and a goal and we don't have him, it's a problem. But his returns, and then the last time he played Benfica, it wasn't great. How many points did he have? He only had 4 points when they scored 5 goals. So that is not great as well. So yeah, I had him through this. I had him from match day 1 to match day 6, and as you can see, he didn't do anything against Young Boys. He didn't do anything against Red Star Belgrade when they scored 5 goals as well. He he didn't do anything twice when they scored 5 goals against Young Boys and Red Star. Bayern Munich. You see players like Yamal, and even Odegaard hasn't played well recently, but even a player like Odegaard, when you watch the game, players like Yamal are very good. I don't think he's an explosive fantasy asset. You know, those explosive assets like Lewandowski, who can score a hat trick and get you 20 points. I don't think Yamal can get you 20 points in a match day, for example. But on the pitch, if you watch him, you'll be like, "Ooh, this guy is absolutely incredible." But he might get you he might get the assist before the assist, and then that doesn't really help you as a fantasy manager. So I think Yamal's points have a limit. What's the highest he's picked up this year? Is it 11 or something? 11. I also had him against Atalanta. He only picked up 11 points, but that is the only time he's picked up double figures. Now, if you compare that to Rafinha's double figures 3 times, 16 points, 13 points, 21 points. How many does Salah have? I know Yamal is a kid, but I'm saying in terms of a fantasy asset, those are things you have to look at. 1, 2. Salah's 2 double-figure hauls, and if you look at someone like Lewandowski as well, I know he has a lot. So that's usually my worry with Yamal. I've always had him in my team, but he's really disappointed me a lot of times because in games where they score 5 goals, he doesn't get any attacking return. And Lewandowski's on penalties, and I think if Lewandowski's in there, it's probably Rafinha. So those are the ones I'll be looking at. So I don't think he's a must pick, Johnny. He's only a must pick because he's owned by 47%. So if you don't go for him and he plays great and scores and assists, you're in trouble. Plays very well, but lacks goals in the Champions League. 15 assists this season. Yeah, incredible. In terms of a player, that is an incredible player. But will I go for him? We'll find out. So my next pick, I'm going to go with another defender. Welcome to my team, Achraf Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi, welcome to my team. He goes forward a lot. He goes forward a lot for me not to have him in my side. And the 2 times I've had him in my team, he's been incredible. He's scored and assisted, so I'm going to go for him. So still to pick 1 goalkeeper, 2 midfielders, 1 defender, 1 forward player. So captaincy, I'll probably choose between Mbappe or Guirassy for today. I know I've doubled up on PSG. The good thing with Champions League, I don't expect PSG to keep a clean sheet, but the good thing with Champions League is, the ball recoveries and Hakimi goes forward a lot. So Bayern Munich is an interesting one. As you can see, so far I don't have any Bayern Munich players. They don't have a good record against Leverkusen. I think it's going to be a 1-1, but now, so I'm trying to choose between Lewandowski and Kane. So I have to have one of them in the team, but who is going to be in the team? I don't know if you're going to get a similar game we got between Benfica and Barcelona, or this time it's going to be, because it's knockout, it's going to be a bit cagey, maybe a 2-1 or something. So defender, my last pick in terms of a defender. This is a tough one, but I had the Michele guy from is it Michele or Mitchell? It could be anything, man. From Club Brugge. I had him in my first draft video in my team selection. I'm going to stick with him as well now. So this could have been anyone. I could have decided to go for Asensio, the defender from Real Madrid. I could have decided to go for Van Dijk. I don't think I would have afforded Van Dijk though. The last forward will be Lewandowski. Who knows? I'm still trying to figure out whether I'm going to have If I go for Yamal, I'm not going to go for Lewandowski. So I'm still trying to decide who I'm going to go for. So basically, what I'm trying to decide there for those two positions is whether I go for Kane and Yamal or I go for Lewandowski and Musiala. That's what I'm basically trying to decide, Johnny. So one Barcelona, one Bayern Munich. Which one am I going to go for? This is a differential. Yeah, the defender. How many people own him? 1%. Yeah, his ball recoveries are crazy. Let me tell you how many. He has 67 ball recoveries this season. That's a lot. That is a lot. 67 ball recoveries. Who has the most this season? Well, let me check who has the most ball recoveries. Marquinhos has 76, Pacho 76, Otamendi 71, Kim 69. So Michelle is like sixth in ball recoveries. In terms of defenders, yeah, all of them are defenders, so sixth. Those ball recoveries are a lot, man. Like those are a lot of points. Like you can get even if Aston Villa score. Like let's check, for example, which one? Last time he played against Aston Villa, he had 5 ball recoveries. He had 7 against Juventus and a 0-0. And they've picked up so many good results, man. They at home they beat Atalanta, they drew with Juventus, they beat Aston Villa. So I think that is great. And 3 clean sheets at home. He's only picked up 1 yellow card. No danger of getting suspended. So yeah, that is my differential. Again, my prediction, if you're just joining, those are my predictions on screen. I'm going for a lot of high scoring games, although maybe a couple will be low scoring because of maybe if the away team decides to defend. If I was to say which teams are going to go through today, I would say Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Dortmund, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Liverpool, Leverkusen, Barcelona. De Vrij 50 ball recovery is not about Bastoni. Bastoni has gotten a few assists as well, though. Ball recoveries, Bastoni has 24. But Bastoni has missed a lot of games. Johnny, as you can see, he didn't play against Arsenal here. He also didn't start against Young Boys. He only played 14 minutes. There's another one he didn't start. Which one was it? He played 59 minutes against Monaco. So yeah, I think if Bastoni had played all of these games, he would have maybe at least I'd say 38 ball recoveries or something around there. 38, 40. So De Vrij still have more. My next pick, midfield. Where are you? Barcelona. I guess Johnny can also call this a differential because Dani Olmo is in my team. I've thought about him, Chris. I've thought about having Trossard because last season when he played against PSV, I only went for one Arsenal player and Trossard had a lot of points in that game, but that was last season when we had Saka and all those guys. Right now, I'm not confident of scoring goals, man. I cannot lie to you. And if you see me not going for an Arsenal player, that tells you there's a big problem because I usually go for at least 2 or 3 Arsenal players. Dani Olmo is in my team. So I am a bit crazy. So will I go for a triple up in Barcelona? Will I go for Yamal? So maybe he's not going to be. Maybe we're not going to have Lewandowski, as you said, Johnny. Maybe he's not as obvious as that. So maybe I'm going to triple up on their midfield. My goalkeeper. So this was a hard one to choose. It was I had Martinez, the goalkeeper from Inter Milan, but they said Sommer might still get his back and he might start. But again, they've also said that they could give Martinez another opportunity. But the thing is, going to the future rounds, is Martinez going to always play? No. And do I want to have another sub next week in terms of a transfer next week in terms of removing again a goalkeeper to bring in a goalkeeper with only 3 transfers available next week? I'd prefer not to have that. But I've looked at the goalkeepers tomorrow. A goalkeeper like Szczesny, not Szczesny, sorry, Neuer. I don't like that pick. So my option is I've also thought about Szczesny. He's only 4 million. But last time they played, it was a 5-4 result, man. So Benfica will score goals in that fixture. I don't like Barcelona's defense anyway. Johnny, I don't like your team's defense that much in terms of keeping clean sheets. So I'm just going to go with my gut. I'm just going to stick with the Inter Milan goalkeeper, and I'm going to go with Martinez. I'm going to stick with him. Even if he doesn't play, I'm hoping Martinez does the job today. It's going to be the Mbappe or Guirassy. Chris, I'm not. Who would I go for? Differential is Alvarez. PSV concedes 2 or 3 per game. Yeah, but they concede to teams that have forward players. Chris, we don't have any forward players at all to play. I mean, my prediction for that game is 1-1, but I'm kind of hoping for a 2-1. But if you're going for Trossard, I wouldn't go for too many other Arsenal players, Chris. In terms of that, it's really the only option. I had Merino for a week. But yeah, that didn't work out. Who's your captain? I am going to captain Kylian. I'm going to captain Guirassy. Sorry, Guirassy is my captain, not Mbappe. Guirassy is my captain against Lille. I'm going to post the team as well, the final team on the community tab. Looks like Johnny knows me well anyway, because he is right. He is right. Lewandowski is going to be the final pick. He knows it. He knows Lewandowski is definitely going to be in my team, and he is. He is definitely going to be in my team. Welcome to my team, Lewandowski. Glad Eagles won against PSV twice, not even once, twice in the cup and in the league, which is crazy. Back to back. Back to back. Hopefully this team works out, because I really wanted to have Vinicius. I really wanted to have Kane. I really wanted to have Trossard. Yep, I've gone for Olmo. Johnny, who's your captain? Guirassy. Maybe did I miss any question? So I've really gone for Bastoni because he's probably going to play left wing back this time. So looks like Johnny has hacked my account or something. Is it going to be Musiala or Lise there, Johnny? Maybe he hacked the wrong account. Bayern Munich. Welcome to my team, Jamal Musiala. I hate you, Johnny. No, not Musiala. You see, you are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. Well, they play a 3-5-2. Three, 5-2, yeah, Inter Milan. So they've said this time Bastoni will play as a left wing back. So yeah. The games have started, guys. The games have started. So my final team, as I have it on the screenshot, I'm going to post in the community tab: Guirassy, Mbappe, Lewandowski up front, Musiala, Olmo, Rafinha, Salah, and Dembele in midfield, and then at the back, Hakimi, Bastoni, Schlotterbeck, Gabriel, Michel, and then Martinez, and both Martinez's as my goalkeeper. So yeah. Here it shows that it's little money because I'm not logged into the account. So yeah. So that is my final team. I will post in the community tab. I appreciate you guys as watching as always. Last, it's Musiala. I have Musiala in the team. Musiala is the last midfielder, John. You are right. I'll post in the community tab. It's the last pick in my team. I appreciate you guys watching. Let's see how the Aston Villa game goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.